Musicians Talk Show with Dallas Dwight and Matt Tolley.
Welcome to the Musicians Talk Show podcast. It is episode 84, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, that ties in so good with something I want
it
to talk about
does.
later.
That's crazy.
All right.
And also, my name is Dallas Dwight,
And my name's Matt Tolley.
and we're here to talk music. So,
Yeah.
how's everybody doing out there? Good, I hope.
I am doing excellent, I can say.
Another week. I was driving home from my church gig this morning, and I was thinking, as I was coming here to do this with Matt, I was thinking in February, really January, this will have been 2 years of us doing this.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome.
It doesn't really feel like 80 episodes reflects 2 years.
I know. So we're
But
almost
it
to
does.
100 episodes too. So it'll be somewhere right
crazy.
around the 2-year anniversary, right?
We're still trying to plan something cool for the 100.
Yeah, we
um,
got to do it.
I think we got some fun stuff coming.
So far, I mean, the idea is we got enough, I think, but I want to
Yeah.
ask more even. I think it's going to be a packed show.
Yeah, we teased a big guest. That is not going to happen.
Yeah. it's
Not that
okay.
you care because you didn't know who it was, but
Right.
we're sad.
Yeah, we're sad. Not yet, at least. We'll say that. You never know. Another year down the road, 2 years
Never
down the road,
know.
you never know.
So weekend review. My weekend was uneventful except for some travel, but Matt had a big weekend that I want to hear all about because I haven't heard anything yet.
Yeah,
So
we've been holding it.
All right.
He asked me yesterday. He said, "Hey man, how'd it go?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm saving it for the show." So,
Perfect.
anyways, here it goes.
all right,
we
unload.
we opened for the Ride the Lightning tribute band, which we were super excited to do because we felt like our music goes well with Metallica fans, style and taste. So that proved right. We went there. We had an awesome show at Amos's first time there. A lot of people showed up early, which we were really grateful for. I really think that we played through just about as much people. Alice is active right now, fighting.
Look at her. Look at her.
She's in fighting form.
She's going to jump here. Ready?
I wonder what her deal is.
And pounce.
Why don't you feed her?
Oh, Kitty, that was a big one.
She got you.
She got me good. She's
Got
she
you.
was
She felt
just
bad
she was
about
just
it.
biting and scratching and nipping me.
Yep.
Anyway,
Alice
sorry,
is
carry
another
on.
Cat.
She's done now.
So we opened for him and we had a blast. I mean, it was awesome. It was Drew's first time ever playing a
Yep.
show outside from behind the drums kit,
That's so awesome.
which is so cool. And
How'd he
did
do?
it at
Tell me all about
Amos's.
it.
It was awesome. I mean, first of all, he learned the set in 2 weeks. Luckily, he knew the songs from before when he was a drummer,
Right.
so it was a lot easier for him to pick them up. But it was a task. I mean, he's never really played bass out before,
Mm-hmm.
and he's played acoustic guitar and sang, which is a pretty vulnerable thing. So that's
Mm-hmm.
that's a tough thing to do. But he's never been out behind a drum kit in a big show.
Did you
like
have him
that.
on some backing vocals too?
Oh yeah, he did sing some backing
Cool.
vocals. Yeah, and I told him that
Burn!
wasn't, yeah, exactly. I told him it wasn't, and the woes and strife. I
Yep,
told him
yep.
it wasn't totally necessary, but he took the initiative and went for it. So I was really happy because it sounded excellent. There, the biggest thing about playing Amos's, and I noticed this when you guys play there too, is when the vocals sound so good. Like they sound beautiful.
Okay, so you liked how the vocals are mixed.
I thought.
That's good.
Yeah, I thought.
I
they
heard the
sounded-
opposite from several people at Amos's, but I'm glad to hear that you thought it was good.
Oh yeah, I had nothing to say about the vocal mix. I thought he was great. I thought my vocal mix there was great last night too.
That's good.
I think the one guy was the house guy. It wasn't Drew was not there. Which I thought it was, but I thought
Cybers?
I
He
thought
wasn't
gonna
there?
be there. Yeah, he wasn't there because I think they had their own sound guy, so they must have just told him that. Don't worry about it. They got their guy.
But Drew runs monitors.
Yeah,
He
and
wouldn't
then we
be-
didn't have anybody running monitors other than just the guy up front running monitors for the back. I guess you can do it from the front too, but
Sure, yeah, but yeah. So
Yeah.
maybe Drew was out of town or something. I don't know.
who knows? Yeah, but it's okay. It was still great. It was a little hard to hear. I wish my monitor mix was better, but from what I heard back on the recordings, the mix out front was really awesome. So
That's great.
I'm glad that it worked out. It would have been more exciting, I guess, for me if it sounded good behind there. But really good time. Drew did an excellent job. Got through. I gave everybody a cool introduction, I felt like, and while I took my jacket off, I kind of stalled for time and
Mhm.
just gave everybody an introduction. Told them that Drew learned the songs in 2 weeks. Told them how inspirational Kyle has been to me as a guitar player and as
Mhm.
a friend. And then David, just a extremely talented motherfucker and a good person. Just always there when he needs to be.
I see he's doing good in the racing game too.
Yes, and I love seeing that.
I
really
follow
do.
I follow him on Instagram.
Yep. I love it, man. I think he's got a long road ahead of him in that racing, but he's gonna definitely go up the ranks quicker than most people do. But most people start when they're 14
Mhm.
or earlier, 11 even. Like there's
Yeah, so that's about when he started, right?
No, he started when he was 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he is on his own initiative, like a strong-minded person to decide, hey, you know what, I like racing, and he's extremely good at it.
Yeah.
He's done the game simulators, which are incredible nowadays
Right.
if you've ever tried them.
No.
and just unbelievably skilled and quick. You know what I mean? He has a very just quick mind. It's more of his mind than it is anything. You know what I mean? He's a smart person.
Yeah.
Alice, what are you doing over there, girl? Scratching. She's just determined to derail this podcast. This is the Alice
she
show.
is. Yeah. Anyway, welcome back.
But so yeah, he's just knew what he wanted to do, came down here to do it, and I'm lucky that he came down here to do that because I met him through that. He was at the NASCAR technical.
I see. And you were just. Oh no, you met him through the. He came up and played Scream, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We were playing a gig, and a mutual friend of ours, Jacob Triplett, came and said, "Hey, he's gonna play Scream with us tonight. I'll play the guitar. Can you sing it?" I said, "Oh yeah, I can actually. I know that one, so I could sing it." And I said, "He's gonna play the drums though." I was like, "That's a hard song to play. Like anything Avenged Sevenfold is a tough order, especially at a kit that's not even his and." Just a show, you walking up to it and playing it cold, basically. And he goes, "Well, we practiced it a couple times. I think he's got it." And I'm like, "All right, let's do it." And it was unbelievable how spot on he was. And that's why I knew we were going to jam some more. So, and
that's awesome.
Basically, I got all that in basically second song.
Back when you guys were like room 7? Was that right? Were you ever room 7?
It was actually before that, man. This was I was living in Statesville at the time.
Oh, gotcha.
So, yeah, this was even before I moved to Charlotte. So I've known him that long.
Were you ever at the Playroom before you lived in Charlotte?
No, same exact time. Remember, I started both rooms at the exact same time. I think you were in the car when I closed the deal with Eddie.
Yeah, and then, I do remember that.
Yeah, so it was like the same exact time I moved to Charlotte. And then, I took my jacket off. So I wore a suit jacket. I thought that was gonna be the move to kind of make this a bigger event, make it look cool. It was awesome. I liked it a lot. But what I didn't anticipate is how sweaty I got so quickly.
Yeah.
That the inside of that suit, and just 2 songs because we play the first 2 back to back. We don't stop. And then I didn't realize how sweaty I was gonna be, and I had to peel that thing off while holding my guitar in my hand. So as I'm introducing the band, I'm peeling my jacket off, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna introduce each one of them. It's gonna give you plenty of time to take this jacket off. So I introduced Drew, start getting a little one sleeve off. I'm like, all right, got him.
Oh, why didn't you just take your guitar off?
I did. I did
like
take
walk
it
around,
off,
like put your hand over Drew or something.
Yeah, I did it. I don't know how I did it. I hope somebody's got footage of it. It'd be funny to watch out because in the time it took,
because you could tell me like all your thought processes.
I'm running out of time. I'm running out of people to introduce.
I was thinking you took your guitar off, put it down, and then kind of walked around and introduced everyone for a second.
I held on
and then
to it in my hand while I was peeling it off my shoulder. The jacket.
That probably looks so funny, dude.
I was wondering how it looked actually.
People are like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
But I feel like I pulled it off, and like timing wise, it didn't even like miss a beat. Like there wasn't any dull in reaction, like lull in the action.
That's good. That's good.
So, anyways, we got through it. I made some mistakes here and there. I felt like it was a rough show, but I couldn't believe for me at least, as far as guitar parts, I felt like I just wasn't all tight as I wanted to be, which is crazy because I practiced like crazy, but who knows? I was tired. I worked all day. That's another factor for me as far as like a Friday night show.
Yeah.
I work all day. I get up to go to work at 5:20, and then I got to be there at 5:45.
1 hour too late.
That's crazy. So then I have to go all day. I actually came home Friday and took a nap. I was like, I'm gonna give myself that little bit of energy, hopefully. And so I took an hour nap, which I didn't really get into like any real sleep, but laying down, and closing my eyes helped.
Every time I'm so bad at napping, dude. I try to
I feel like that too.
I'm like, man, I really need a nap, and I'll lay down and turn on Netflix, and then watch 3 hours of Netflix, and get up and having not slept a second.
But at least your body got some rest, and your mind took a break. You're not like stressing about anything. Like that's what a nap is kind of for me. Even if you don't get into REM sleep,
just rest. Yeah.
So anyway, that was a toll it took on me, and I was very tired, and maybe that's why I didn't play guitar as good as I should have. But it was still a good show regardless because I think everybody came up to me and told me how awesome it was, and I'm so grateful that Ride the Lightning had us.
Awesome.
And they, I really enjoyed.
Did they have any feedback for you? Were they happy that you helped them out or whatever?
Yes, They said they want to play another show really soon. They came, took pictures with us in front of the hearse. We had a good time. We all talked. It was a blast.
That's awesome.
We told them that out of respect, and because they have a long night obviously, and they have some drive to get back to where they live and stuff. So they were like, when we asked them how much time we had to play, they were like, well, we'll give you some time, obviously, but we don't want to be all night. We're not looking to push this, and you guys go on for an hour and a half.
They have a hard stop. Amos's has a hard stop at like 11 anyway, don't they?
I don't think so, because I think we played till 11:30.
Okay, maybe it was like midnight or something. I thought they had some sort of like.
He seemed a little the guy
hard stop time.
Yeah, Nick, who was running our sound that night. I'm not sure his last name or you know. But we hit it off with him. He was a really cool
Neil?
guy. Huh?
Neil?
Was it Neil? Or was it
Neil's the GM and he's the front of house guy there.
Oh, it
I
must
assume
have been
that's
Neil.
who it was.
Fuck, I wonder if I called him Nick all night. That's so dumb. I'm an idiot. I'm hard of hearing, you know. So, anyways, sorry about that. If it was
I mean,
Neil.
it might have been, I don't know. It might
Yeah,
have
I'm
been,
sorry
I don't
about
know.
if that was Neil. But anyways, he was awesome. It helped us out, and we got in and out of there as quick as we could. We took some sacrifices on like the sound check before, you know.
Yeah.
We didn't take as long and got in and out of there just because we're, you know, being respectful. It's not our show. We're opening, and I think that's important for bands who get a good opportunity like that to play it that way. And plus, it's our first time at that venue, so we're meeting everybody there, you know. And it's a lot. It's a lot that goes into it. So you just be diligent and don't waste people's time. In my mind, that's what my whole goal was to do. Like, put on a good show and don't waste people's time. And I think we did that. So
That's great.
and I'm really glad to announce, this is the official announcement, by the way. I haven't even done it on the Instagram page for the band, but Drew is going to be officially our bass player.
Awesome.
So he loves being a part of it. He said he got so many compliments from his close friends and his family, and they said they couldn't believe how awesome the show was. And he said that he really wants to be a part of it now, and he feels like he has something to work for.
That's good.
And that's what I thought too. I thought, yeah, man, like he always had the problem, or not problem, I wouldn't say, but the issue where he was burnt out on drums. He had played drums in bands back when he was in California,
Yeah.
all the way through growing up, and he's a great drummer. He's an amazing drummer. He's done what he wanted to do on the drums. He said we talked about it a little bit. This is kind of funny. He told me that if anything, if he wanted to push himself harder on the drums, where he would go with it was blast beats. He really wants to learn blast beats.
Yeah.
And that, like, really. And I'm like, well, I literally told him, I was like, that's not really my thing. I don't really want to make music like that. So for me, it's not going to be something I want to collaborate with you on. But if you want to take that to the next level, like, go for it, man. Do blast beats. Right?
Mhm.
That's not my thing, you know?
That's so funny that like a beat is a genre.
It is, right? Well,
Isn't that
it's a
weird?
genre, but it's a style of drumming. It's a technique, right?
Yeah.
So that's just
But it's become like when I say
drummer-
blast beats, like you know what the
Right.
music sounds
right,
like.
exactly. So anyways, but I just think that's super cool that he gets to play drums. I mean, no, sorry, he gets to play bass and explore a new instrument and get out from behind the drums.
Nice. So you feel like this lineup has finally solidified.
I hope so, man. This is
Nice.
what my dream lineup is. My friends who hopefully don't cause me any drama. You know, and obviously everybody has shit that comes up from now and then, but I want people who, for the most part, contained. They know their shit. They get what's expected of them, and I think that's what makes a good operation. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah,
It's
for
important
sure.
to get that lineup, you know, of guys that you trust and are going to get the
Yeah.
job done.
I feel like we kind of have that lineup too,
You
which
do.
I'm happy
I do.
about.
You
Now
absolutely do.
we always have. I mean, not always. We don't always have issues, but all people have issues.
Everybody has issues in the beginning. That's how you find
So
out.
You're gonna
you
have
know?
arguments and stuff,
Yeah.
but
Of course. Like, arguments are actually really helpful, you know, because they show you a different point of view, and you know, and it's not just brushed off like he's like, oh, you don't like that idea, okay, and if you don't like that idea, let's talk about why, and that's kind of how arguments happen, and you end up, you know, doing that back and forth, but it's helpful. It's healthy.
yeah.
I think so, as long as you don't take it personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people have that problem, and a lot of people have a problem when somebody gets their way all the time, but they never get their way. You know, they never get their own ideas.
That's an interesting one. It's like, what if you only ever bring bad ideas to the table?
That's
though?
right.
You
I
know what
thought
mean?
about that
Like,
too.
like,
Let's talk about what your
I
ideas are worth
respect-
versus, you know,
I
another
respect
person's
that
ideas.
that other people's ideas are beating yours, but like, dude, you got to bring better stuff to the table because like
Right.
we're not going to
Let's
just
talk about what your ideas
Yeah.
are worth versus other people's ideas.
we're
So
not
this
going to
person has
decide
this
to do
experience.
bad or hurtful or stupid things just because you brought them and you feel left out. Like that's
Exactly.
not how this is going to
Nope.
work. Like it's a meritocracy first.
Yep. I agree.
So-
And that's interesting. That comes up, man. That kind of stuff plays a part in
Well, you guys always do what Dallas wants. It's
right.
like, well,
right. Well, Dallas has good ideas. He brings,
sometimes I
you know,
get lucky, I guess.
Sometimes they're bad ideas. You know, sometimes not bad ideas.
Sure.
No, nothing's a bad idea really, but the idea that's going to work out best for the band is what the one everybody's going
Right.
to go with.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
anyways, so yeah, that was my weekend, and I fucking had a
Nice. So
blast.
nothing Saturday, just hung out.
Saturday recovered. I didn't even touch the gear. Like, we dumped that stuff off at, you know, whatever. It must have
At
been
the
like
playroom?
12:30. Yeah, it must have been 12:30.
Oh, that's not so bad.
It's not too bad, but then we went out and partied all night. So obviously celebrating a big night. Everybody, well, sorry, when I say we, Kyle took off to Indianapolis. It was basically me.
At 12:30
Yeah,
Jesus.
drove like a mad
all
man.
night.
No, he brought Jamie as a driving partner, his girlfriend. So that really helped out him. He's gonna
Cool.
drive while he's jazzed up about the show, still like pumped and energetic. And then let her take over afterwards, and then they won the race.
Nice.
Yeah, dude,
Good
what a
weekend for Kyle.
him. And they all finished in the top 6. All their teams' cars.
I don't understand the racing thing at all.
Okay, so
I'm
top
not
6
saying I
means
don't
that-
like it. I'm saying I don't understand it.
Yeah, so top 6 just means that they finish within the all.
Right,
1,
but you
2,
say
3.
they all, but I thought it was just like one racer.
Oh
right?
well, a lot of times if you're gonna have a racing operation, think about this. If you have a shop,
Like a
and
team?
you have a team of people, obviously. But if you're gonna have even beyond just one team, if you're gonna have a whole operation, a shop with all the tools and machines to build cars, why not build more than one car?
Right.
Why not build up have a couple teams operating out of the same shop, and then they're all one big team, right? So that's Venturini Motorsports is Kyle's racing team, and they have been dominant all year and destroying the competition in all facets, and it's awesome to watch because just alongside of our band's start, you know what I mean? That year
Right, yeah.
started for them too, so it's awesome. It's just been amazing.
So
and
what
those
does-
guys are super supportive of the band too, so it's great.
What does Kyle do for them?
A lot. It's hard to put into just what because he's just a all around helper. He's in every way. He drives the car, drives from point A to point B, the cars of the trailers and everything, and a huge team motivator and also fabricator. Kyle's a tire changer. Like his history behind in racing is immense. He knows tons about racing.
Yeah.
So and he's done
Ooh,
it all.
Opposite of me.
Huh?
I know nothing about racing.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you come from that world, and I was a kind of I was trying to get into that world before I realized that I probably wanted to do something less dependent on how much money you have. You have to kind of buy your way into racing nowadays. It's
okay.
very hard. There's a lot of people.
Yeah,
because
because you got to have a good car. And how do you get a good car?
You got to build one, and
Yeah,
it costs a lot of money
yeah.
to build one. But hire the right guys, buy the right components. So there's a lot of things that go into it. They don't just slap anybody in the driver's seat. So
Yeah.
to be that guy it generally means you had the money to fork up, or you knew how to get the money. Maybe you just know an investor, and you're
Right.
the guy that found the investor, said, "Hey, let me drive this car. I'll put your business on it." That kind of can be the simplicity of it, at least,
Right.
If you think about it, racing's a big operation. That's why sponsors are such a big deal. That's why the cars are covered in
Yeah.
stickers.
Okay.
So it's all based on money, getting the money to build a race car. a
Some
fast car.
comedian was making a joke that politicians should have to wear those suits that racers wear with all their endorsements on them.
I think so.
So you can see like Big Pharma, like all
Exactly.
these
I think
people
so.
that own these people.
I think so, man. They'd hide all the ones they didn't necessarily want to show. They'd hide
Yeah,
those
yeah,
on their
yeah.
pant legs and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Or you only spent 20 million, so you're down
Right,
here on
right.
the kneecap,
Right.
like
You want to buy my kneecap?
you're my knee pad,
Yeah, dude.
or whatever. I don't know. I guess you probably don't need knee pads. But
That's funny, dude. But yeah, so it's awesome to see them kicking ass, and then on top of the great show we had, that's an awesome weekend for Kyle. Super pumped for him. I haven't even talked to him. I'm sure he's dead fucking tired. I'm sure he's just sleeping.
I
If
can't
he's-
believe
if he's
that,
even
man.
home
That's
yet.
crazy. Indianapolis is not a short drive. I've done that.
Yeah, Indianapolis is a long drive.
Well, you
Awesome
pass through it on the
legendary
way to
track.
Chicago, and that's the drive I've done
Right,
a few
right.
times.
Legendary track too. So
So. That was the Indy.
Indy 500, Indy,
Okay.
all those, Indianapolis.
Yep.
Brickyard. So, anyways, yeah, and dude, so in line with the Ride the Lightning tribute is
Mhm.
that James Hetfield recently went to rehab.
Yep.
Obviously, we wish
Very
him the
recently,
best.
last week.
Yeah, we wish him the best. Obviously, if he ever hears this,
Yeah.
no, but that's a crazy battle. Like with the alcohol, I don't know the details. It's really hard to say anything about it. But that's all I can really say. Is just that I hope he's okay. I hope it's all good.
Yeah.
He's getting older, and Kyle thinks he's like, yeah, he's just the kids are out of the house. He's letting loose a little bit more, and he probably got out of control a little bit. That's Kyle's, I think.
Yeah, that's funny.
His
yeah,
speculation,
the problem
obviously.
is people like that, you can't let loose even a little bit.
I know.
It's like, hey man, just go loose, just have a beer. It's like, no, dude. Like,
I thought, dude, I had
it's
this
all or
crazy-
nothing with those with
I had
an
this-
addict,
I had this crazy manic idea that came all of a sudden. I was like to make a little bit, a skit, acted out how James Hetfield fell off the wagon. The
Yep.
only reason I wouldn't do it is because I felt like it might be in bad. Like if it would look bad, I don't know if he wouldn't like it. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it would be in fun and in jest. But like he met two Metallica fans or two fans out, in the parking lot of a place, and it was just a weird timing event. The kids were gone. The wife didn't have the wife with them, and they were like, "Oh, hey, it's James Hetfield," and then they go through the whole thing, and he's they guilt trip him basically into having a beer with them. Somehow, they were like,
Yeah.
but you're James fucking Hetfield. You're the fucking front man. They like
Yeah.
pump him up, and he's like, guys, I'm just, whatever. And then it takes him a minute, but they finally do talk him, and he's like, "No, let's have one." And then he goes, and then as they have a beer, they talk, and then you see like a little montage of him getting drunker and drunker, and then before you know it, he's like off the wagon.
He's like doing a handstand on the bar.
Right. It could just be funny, if you get somebody that looks like it. And guess what? The funny thing is the Ride the Lightning. His name's Aaron. He looks just like him. It's so funny that
really
he looks.
That's
we
crazy.
Could do it with him. Talk him into doing it. But I don't know. I just think it would be in bad taste, and I would hate to even rub James even the slightest, rub him the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a funny matter. I understand it takes it seriously, but he's James Hetfield. You know what I mean? He's Metallica. He's Papa Het.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
It is
I don't
crazy.
know. I have a really addictive personality, I think, too. That's why I try not to do anything like that.
Yeah, I could see myself getting. I've never tried cocaine for a very specific reason. I do not want to even test myself on that one. And so it sounds like, oh, energy, great. Charisma, oh, great. It gives you all this feeling great. That's awesome. I feel like that. Why would I turn that down?
It also does the paranoia thing, though, right? And then there was something else that I heard someone saying it added. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't necessarily paranoia.
Oh, I imagine there's bad shit, man.
Somebody was saying it adds like a big dose of like ego, where you walk around like I'm the fucking shit, dude. Holy shit, I'm so good. Like
I can see that. I can see that. But that helps though. It's like a fake confidence. It could help in some people's direction.
You're really good right before stage.
Maybe, yeah. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Probably why musicians get on that shit. But I'm gonna stay away from that myself. I know what I
never
like.
had any interest in.
I'm good with that. I got
that kind of thing.
Some beers and some whiskey every once in a while. I'm happy.
Yeah. What about those alcoholic lists or alcohol, whatever, the ones that don't have alcohol in them, the Heinekens? Have you seen those?
NA beers.
I heard Rogan talking about
beers,
them.
Yeah, non-alcoholic beers. Yeah,
that
great.
seems like the stupidest idea.
No, because listen, there's a extreme relaxation thing in drinking a cold one with your friends, a beer. What else are you gonna drink? Are you gonna drink sodas together? You can get together and just drink beers.
Yeah, but if you're drinking non-alcoholic beer, then you're drinking soda. Like, what are you doing?
You're drinking the taste of beers, though, and once you get used to that taste, and it's like a nostalgic thing. You're just like, I want to drink some beers with my
I guess.
So it's hard, and especially if you used to be a drinker and now you can't drink. If you're an alcoholic,
that feels dangerous too.
That's
like, well, I don't do coke anymore. I just snort this white powder that's not coke. Like.
As long as it never turns into coke.
I mean, that seems dangerous, dude. Like, I'm already doing this. Let's just put the alcohol back in. It'll be fine.
Yeah, but everything's it's dangerous. Like, it's always there. Like, you go to the grocery store, you go to the fucking convenience store, and it's all in the aisles. It's dangerous. Like,
yeah, I guess.
So, but I don't know. But that's not my vice, obviously. But James Hetfield, wish you the best. That's all I gotta say. You want to? What's ECE?
So that's East Coast Entertainment,
and
we just signed with them.
Sweet. What's the deal? Tell me. I don't think you've talked about this at all.
No, I didn't want to release anything premature, but it started last week.
Okay.
And I have a call scheduled with them Monday morning. But it's not a record label. It's a really, really big booking agency.
Excellent.
They book. They have territories all across the East Coast.
That's helpful, right there.
From New York all the way down to Florida. So. And then east a bit, or west a bit too, I think, like Nashville, that kind of stuff. I'm not exactly sure their full territories, but anyway, they're big around here. So
that's awesome. So now you guys.
I sent them a couple promos. They got lost in the hubbub, of course. So never heard anything back. Finally, weaseled my way into a conversation with one of their reps, who actually is the son of the owner, I think.
Oh, okay.
Who owns the entire company, and Here's a good lesson though in perseverance. I emailed, first of all, it was through George, the owner of Bold Music Lessons, who the company that Rasan, Daryl, and I teach for.
George.
And he said, after seeing us at Amos's, he was like, I'm going to see what I can do to get you guys my ECE contacts. So
nice.
He sent an email to his two contacts with me. So there are four of us in the group. And he sent them the promo and all that stuff. One of them replied, we love the promo. She said, wow, in all caps, which was nice.
Cool.
But she said she does DC. So she said, I'm going to pass this off to the other guy on the chat.
Cool.
I love you guys, but I don't book that area. Away. So,
right.
Best of luck.
Too far away. She can't handle that shit.
So then Reed, the other guy, said he would look at it that week and get back to me. So I was like, okay, cool. So I don't ever believe anyone when they say
I
that.
know.
So what I do is I use an app called Polymail, which I can't recommend enough. You can keep all of your different email accounts in one app. I have like 7 emails.
Yeah, I use Spark.
Okay, I don't think I've ever used Spark.
That's a good one.
One good thing about Polymail and some of these others, probably Spark as well, is you can snooze emails.
Yep.
And you can if Matt messages me and says let's meet Friday, I go okay cool, and so I don't forget. I'll snooze it for Friday
Right.
morning.
Exactly.
So it'll pop back up in my email on Friday, and I'll be like oh yeah, So you
Yep.
can use it that way. So he said he'd look at it in the week. So I snoozed it for a week or 10 days or whatever.
See if he really does get back to you.
He didn't get back to me. So I emailed him again. Hey man, just wanted to check in and see if
Right.
you had a chance to look at that
Follow
promo.
up. Yep.
He replied to me instantly and said, hey, we've been busy. We've been super busy this week, but I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to check it out, blah, blah. Well, that happened 3 more times.
Wow.
So it took, since the Amos show, I've been on this train.
Gotcha.
But it's not. I didn't hit him up every day. I didn't pester him.
No,
but I
every
stayed consistent. I hit him up every 7 to 10 days, checking in. And finally, on the 4th one, he said, "Yep, we're going to listen to it very soon." Same email, basically. He sent me before.
Right.
But then the next day, he said, "This is a really really good promo. We'd love to get together. Please send me this info."
Hell yeah.
And then we
dude.
started moving forward on that. So
So now you guys are past all that. You've inked a deal.
so we snuck in the back door. We haven't. It's not really like inking a deal. They just
They've taken you under their ring and added you to the roster.
yeah, add you to the roster.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's
a good
awesome.
way to
So
put
they're
it.
going to be helpful in you guys
so we're
getting
in the
gigs
ring,
that
yeah.
are harder to get as far as like where big acts come through town opening for them.
Not necessarily. It's more like private events that you would never even know were happening.
Oh, okay.
They
Well,
pay
that's
like
even great
they pay
too.
like $15,000,
That's
like
great
Bank of
too.
America's Christmas party. Like,
Okay.
how would you book that? Like you
Right.
don't because they're working with ECE.
Exactly. So
Stuff like that.
Are you guys playing? Is this just the cover strictly, or are you going to?
This is for the variety band. We'll
Okay.
definitely throw our originals in there.
That's cool,
You're not
right.
going to get us to not do that.
Right.
Even if you say don't, we're still going to do it.
But I didn't know if it was strictly for the originals or the for the
No,
variety
it's,
cover.
ECE books all kinds of bands. I think they do work with original acts, which we are one. So
Yeah,
that's
sure.
nice. But
That'll be right there. You'll be
the
in the
promo
door
we sent
already.
them was the variety band and all that stuff. So
But you'll be in the door already. That's a great step, man. Like just more contacts.
and we may be able to parlay it into the Anything Goes tribute.
Right.
Or,
Good call. I didn't even think about that. It's perfect. Perfect.
Or original stuff. I'm not exactly sure, but it's a good thing to say, especially in this area. Like, yeah, we're with ECE
Right.
because immediately everyone's
Everybody
like, "Oh,
knows
okay,
East
you're
Coast
actually like
Entertainment,
you've
right.
actually made some moves."
Right. That's awesome.
So I feel
More
like it's the first
reputation.
step. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, we've kind of been in an internal struggle, kind of almost an identity crisis in the band. I want to talk to you about it and just kind of pontificate on it and think out loud. We have a complicated situation.
Ooh.
Just our band is
Okay.
complicated.
Yeah, of course. You guys are
We
doing a lot of
have
things.
we
though.
have the tribute, which is separate. I feel like that's easy to separate. It's
Right.
a different name. It's
Right.
it's its own thing. It is a Guns N' Roses tribute. That's easy to think about as a different thing.
Right.
But then we have the original and the variety, and the line is very blurred.
Right.
The variety band, Daryl doesn't play on stage with us.
Right.
The original band, he does.
Right.
I feel like it's a really bad marketing move to confuse your audience. I feel like that's not something you have to take a business class to figure out.
Yeah, I feel like that came up in the very beginning. I think when you guys were talking about doing the variety band in the very beginning, like, well, what are we going to call it? Are we just going to call it the LA Maybe or what?
Yeah.
And I think that came up. So I'm interested to hear where you're at now.
One option would be to change the name. I'm not a big fan of that option because then it means we stop making forward progress on our original stuff while we're out doing that.
Right.
So if we're out playing those shows, we might as well be telling people like, "Hey, buy our CD, buy our shirt. Here,
Right,
listen to
of
this
course,
song."
of course.
because we've made a lot of fans
It's a
that way
huge marketing
as an original band.
Yes.
The biggest issue is Daryl's not on stage. So people are messaging Daryl being like, "Yo, dude, are you in this band? Like, what? Like they're playing right now. I don't see you here. That kind of stuff."
Right.
And
But he is running sound for you guys.
yeah, when he's there for sure. But he's
Right.
gotten some. I don't know. He's gotten some texts or something. Probably close friends and family wondering what's up.
Right.
And I don't like that. I want to be unified in our, delivery.
Well, then isn't there another option to get him in on those covers?
Yeah, that's one option. That is,
Maybe even just
Not-
some of them.
that's a tough one because he's got to learn an ass ton of songs.
Yes.
It won't do us any good really because everything's tracked.
Yes.
And now we're splitting the money even more ways because we're still gonna have to get a front of house
Right.
guy. So it's like that's an option that none of us really want to do, including him.
Right.
But we're trying to think of other options.
Yeah, I get it, man. I see what you're saying.
One option that came up was just play less and start basically only play gigs that ECE gets us, because one ECE gig is, by the way, they used to be called East Coast Entertainment. They have officially changed their name to ECE.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
cool.
just trying to be a twat.
Okay.
That is their initials, but they changed their website and everything.
I didn't think you were a twat, but
So
that's
it's
cool.
oh well, I mean, not because of that, but
I mean, I've always thought you were a twat. No, I'm just kidding.
now I just really thought it.
Yeah.
But
Solidified it.
where was I? Yeah, so
ECE
only
now.
one ECE gig would replace 3 to 5, depending on the payday, as many as 10
Right.
of our gigs that we're playing now.
And these gigs
So if
would
we got one of those a month,
Right.
that means we wouldn't have to play any variety gigs,
Right.
and we'd make the same amount of money that month.
Right.
So
And if you could start doing more original shows too through ECE,
That's
if
the thing.
that could work.
yeah, I
then
don't know
maybe
if they
Daryl-
do. I don't know how they work with original music,
Right.
but at the very least, it would give us time to book shows like the one we're working on.
Right.
Just play like, the Milestone, like all these other little local places that kind of do more original music where we play 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We don't have to play 4 hours,
Maybe just instead of trying to change the name, maybe add on like the LA Maybe variety, like just something underneath the variety, like just leave variety underneath it, like LA Maybe variety or something, and then LA Maybe original, like something like that. When you have an original gig, you just need a way to separate them.
Yeah. The
Even
problem
if
with
it
that
does
is
stay the
how
LA Maybe.
confusing it gets.
Yeah.
Because I'm already confused when I see the LA Maybe, and then what the fuck is variety? What is original? What does any of this mean?
Mm-hmm.
When you want fans to get, I
Yeah.
feel like to get fans, to get business, to get money from people, the first rule is to make it stupid easy.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay, this
Simple
is Prep and
better.
Barium. They play metal. I like metal. Like the page.
That's a good point. That's
very
one of
easy
the
to
things
do.
We have for
It's not the LA Maybe. Oh yeah, they play a cover band. Cool cover band. Like
But-
what? Wait, their original band?
Right.
It's just we're confusing people.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. What would you want to call the variety band?
Changing the name is not the best move
I don't
don't
think
think.
so. I think you're gonna have more confusion too when you do that. So
for sure.
it's one or the other. But
I think the answer is to tone the variety band back, up
The
ECE
originals.
bookings,
Yes.
originals, and anything goes, because those are all very different.
right.
It's unlikely that we would be making a ton of original fans from an ECE booking anyway, because those things,
yeah.
if you're booking through ECE, you are doing something, whether it's a wedding, corporate event, throwing a party, you're doing a college
Yes.
event, whatever it is,
It's paying.
you're doing a specific thing that you're getting music for.
Yes.
You don't really give a shit about the music.
Right.
People aren't there to see the music. They're there for the fundraiser.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so we're just going to play our covers. Our name could be anything. They wouldn't even know.
Exactly.
So it's not really the place to get fans. It is a place to get a nice paycheck.
Right.
So that wouldn't affect us in a negative way, I don't think. Where when we play Hickory Tavern Valentine or something like that,
Mhm.
we have a bunch of people there that like are seeing our scrims and want to buy our CDs and stuff. And I feel
They
like
also
I feel
wonder
like
where
they're
Daryl
not.
is. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I feel like they're not. I don't even think. I think most of the people that know and like us don't even know we have a fifth guy. That's
Yeah.
that's a problem,
Right. Right. That is a problem. I mean,
Let alone like how does that make Daryl feel? I don't think he really cares, but
it
that's
might.
annoying to me as like the band leader to be like, well, hold up. I have a 10-minute explanation for what we do. Like that's
Right.
not a good elevator pitch, dude.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly. You're right.
I got to
You're
be able to
exactly
tell you about
right.
my band like really quickly.
You're
I can't
exactly right.
stop and be like, okay, well, hold up. No, don't walk away.
I think you're right. I think do the variety gigs for the ECE. Tone back playing everywhere and every weekend, twice a weekend and stuff like that, and make your money and more per pop. You'll also probably
Yeah.
less tired. You'll be more free.
Oh yeah, we had this weekend off of gigs.
I
and
know.
it's so nice.
I talked to Foz, dude. He was at the gig, and obviously love Foz. What an awesome dude. And we talked, and he was like, "Dude, it's been kind of nice having the weekend off." I was like, "Yeah, dude, glad to see you." So we had a
Yeah,
shot.
and next weekend we have Hickory Tavern on Friday and nothing on Saturday. That's
Okay,
my
cool.
favorite because Friday gigs are cool because I usually don't have a very busy Friday.
Right.
Saturday I have some stuff going on with like church rehearsal, getting ready for the service and all that stuff. But then the biggest thing is I have to be at service super early the next day.
Right.
So if we're out till 2 a.m. packing up and dropping gear, and then I have to get up at like 6,
That's painful.
it then makes my Sunday super annoying.
Exactly. You have to catch up a little. I know. So yeah. Anyways, but I think that's your answer. I think you're right. I think, and now you have the tribute band. Anyways, you have the tribute band plus you have the originals bands full now and ready to roll. I think you
Kind
have a
of.
30
We need
minute
a
set
few
at
more
least.
original songs.
You have 45 minutes. What do you guys have?
Of original music only, we have we have 4 songs.
Right.
So, well, we have
Coming
a
with
fifth. It's
new
not
ones.
quite rehearsed for
Okay.
live
Okay.
use yet, but
Okay. But there's new ones on the way. That's coming soon, and you guys are probably gonna be
yeah.
ready to rip. Like real soon. Like and just let that kind of fall into place while you.
We
take
need probably 6 to
while you
10
start the-
total.
while you start the tribute band up, that's gonna take a little bit of extra time. Just getting that going.
We're rehearsing the full gun set today. It should be pretty much
sweet.
should be pretty much ready. Daryl's got vocal parts for Izzy, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Like Double Talk and Jive is the main one.
Cool.
I wish we were doing like Dust and Bones or 14 Years, but
Right, that's tough.
we chose Double Talk and Jive, which is not my favorite song by theirs at all, but we chose it because it's currently on their set.
I got a head and an arm in the garbage can. I don't know
Dude.
where I've been.
Have you ever
Living on the run for so
the more I listen to
long.
that song, it feels like they just threw it together.
I love it. No, I don't think so.
It's one riff.
It's one rip, and then the ending
Slash-
is the total.
Yeah, it's just slash
a total-
noodling for like 4 minutes, and
I
it
love it.
feels very thrown together.
I love it.
There's 2 verses.
It feels natural. I
Like-
love that feeling, that raw, natural feeling, and they do it the best. Like because they're so good, man. It doesn't matter what they do; it's gonna sound good. I don't know. This is my
That song
opinion.
felt very like
We
not
almost
thought
covered
out.
it.
You know what I
Me
mean?
and Kyle were gonna cover it, whether or not it was a Prep and Barium thing. Me and Kyle were gonna record it and cover it because it's simple and it's fun, and me and him both dig it a lot. Like, and it was one of the big inspirations of getting back into that song, kind of, and just like digging it is when they came back live and they did that song. It's just
They do it like
ah,
4th.
It's so
fifth.
cool, dude. It's so cool. The way Slash starts it, he like starts it kind of like the awkward like variation of the riff.
They do just like they like jam for like a long
Yeah,
time before
yeah.
they even start.
I love that. Why don't you guys do it that way?
The song's like 10 minutes. Yeah, we've been trying to figure out kind of a way to do it.
That'd be cool. They have it all. It's all been on like when it was on Sirius XM when they that's a good version of it when they played it live in New York. Remember that?
Mm-mm.
It's all then when they first came back, they did their big debut show live
Yeah.
in New York on Sirius XM. It was a
I
big
didn't know
deal.
that.
Oh yeah, so it's all recorded. You can watch it on YouTube and you can listen to the whole show. I remember listening to it over and over because it was so cool when they came back, and I was like, "Fucking Guns N' Roses is back!" Like, and I know Izzy wasn't there, but it's just amazing. Izzy or Steven, obviously, but it was cool. Like, to
It's
hear
so funny to
Slash
me
with
that people
Axl.
complain about Izzy and Steven. If Izzy and Steven were there, they'd complain about something else.
Of course.
If that was fixed, they'd complain about something else. These
just-
same people will not be happy just because
enjoy
they're
the
not
magic
happy.
of what we
Like,
got.
you know what I
So,
mean?
Like,
Like,
we're not influential on what happens in Guns N' Roses. That we
They-
can't help it. We can't.
as bad as it sounds, I honestly believe they don't give a fuck about their fans. Like,
They're doing what's best.
know what
for
I mean?
them
Like-
yes, and they know what the fans are gonna do.
and I honestly think that most people that are famous and successful feel that way on some level.
yeah,
Not in a mean way, like, but it's seriously like,
they're gonna.
you guys shut the fuck up and let me do what I do.
Yeah.
Like, you
Exactly.
can like me, you can hate me,
They're
but
gonna
I
do
don't
what they're
care.
gonna
Like,
do.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that might hurt to hear as some super fan who's based their whole life around this band, but like,
yeah,
that's
they
just
live
how
a-
it is. Like,
they're a
I
person.
promise you, he's not thinking about you when he's like chilling at night watching Netflix.
think
Like, he's
it's-
not.
I think it's really important for fans, and I've always understood this. I think as a fan of music is that they are just people. Like they're
Yeah.
no more different than you as far as like you can't go to them and expect them to just blow you away all the freaking time. Like they're awesome on stage. And then when you hang out with them, they might be cool guys. But they're also not. They're not there to entertain you when you're hanging out with them, and they're not there to like play 20 questions with you. Like they have a life. If they did that with
Yeah.
everybody, their
It's
life would
also
be-
super annoying to me when I see people like hardcore fanboy, you know?
right. Oh yeah. Well,
Like having seen
That's-
and
it's
been
not
around
annoying.
people I haven't been around a lot of them, but having occasionally been around people of varying degrees of fame,
yeah.
ranging from moderately successful to rock icon.
Yes. Sure. Absolutely.
Speaking of Duff.
Yeah.
I can tell you with certainty that the way to like make them comfortable and just talking is just to chill, dude.
Yes.
Like when I walked in the room, I walked in the theater and Duff was talking to Bruce over on the stage with the third guy. I think it might have been Mick Bob, his tech.
Mhm.
And I saw him and I'm thinking, that's fucking Duff,
I
dude.
know,
Like
I know.
what? Didn't even go over there. Went over, did my
Yeah.
thing, set my guitar down, got my stuff together. Didn't go over there until
Yeah.
Bruce looked at me and said, "Come on over here, let me introduce you."
Yeah. It's smart.
That's when I went over and said, "Hey man, how's it going?" Like,
yeah. And that's
super
smart.
chill. I was just like, I'm Dallas. Like, let's have a good time. You know, it wasn't like
You
I
definitely-
didn't say a goddamn thing about me loving him,
No,
how good he
no,
was,
no.
nothing. I just
Yeah.
said like if it was like I was meeting some other dude at the bar. Like I was just like, hey man, what's up? Like I'm Dallas.
Yeah. And he's just another
know.
guy. He probably appreciates that.
And-
They do, man.
Oh yeah,
That's-
for sure. Because then they know, okay, this guy's not going to be one of those. Like, yeah, I can
Yes.
chill. We can
I
talk.
don't have
you
to
know.
worry about,
And
like-
throughout that day, we talked several times at length about all sorts of different things, and it
Yeah.
was very comfortable and easy.
There are people, and I've met a few of them myself, that when they get that level of like weirdo-ness, they get like super excited to talk to you, and then they start trying to get your number. They immediately, and I'm like, all right, wait a minute, well, I'm not going to give you my number because I don't.
Yeah,
know
hit me
you,
up on
man.
Facebook.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Where I have
that you
some
liked
control.
our music and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But that doesn't warrant me giving you my number. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Unless you have some kind of like if you can tell, like, the guy who's not gonna fanboy out is not gonna be the guy that is gonna give you his number. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna, unless he's got a business, like he's got some kind of angle. You know, he's like, hey man, I do this and whatever. Here's my card. Here's my number. Whatever, right? If they're just like, oh man, dude, we should hang out again sometime. Like if we're at stand up, I'm like, what do you mean hang out again? No, man, come to the show.
Yeah.
See you next time, bro.
Yeah.
That
We're not
happens, man.
hanging out now.
Yeah, I had a guy get in an Uber with me one time. He's like, mind if I just share an Uber with you? And
I mind.
And it turned out, check this out. It turned out he didn't want to just share an Uber. He wanted to hang out all night. And he literally was like, once he's in the Uber though, he's like, it's like, fuck, now how do I get him out of here? So we got to the next bar and he's like, yeah, man, I know this place right down the street or whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. And he goes, I don't really feel like going there anymore. And I'm like, what?
I never have those
I'm
problems.
like, what are you talking about? So anyways, he ended up hanging out all night, and my roommate even got mad. He was like, who's that fucking weird guy you brought over? And I was like, it wasn't weird.
Now he knows where we live?
Yeah, so there was that, but...
That's funny. I never get in those situations because I have pretty serious resting bitch face.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not interested in any of that after party shit. Like,
Right.
I play the gig and like I'm in the car home before anyone knows where I went. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. It's just kind of funny.
I'm very interested in doing my thing my way.
You learn your lessons, you know. And he texted me like a week later, asked me what I was doing in the next weekend, and I was like, I'm doing my thing, dude. I'm like, I don't know what you expect from me. Everybody just thinks I'm just out there partying all the time because they meet me one night party, and I'm like, I do this like every once in a while. I don't do this all the time.
That's
Nobody
so funny.
can do it all
so
the
we're doing
time.
this tomorrow, right? No, I'm going to be sleeping all
I got
day.
practice. I got work. I got all kinds of shit.
That's so funny.
So, anyways, that's just funny how things go.
I've had like
I signed a shirt this weekend. Too.
Oh,
That's
nice.
thing,
Did you have Silver
They had the
Sharpie though?
Nope. So we signed on the Hearst part of the shirt. It worked out.
That sucks.
It worked out. But I felt
Jordan
stupid
likes to
because
sleep in your Prep and Barium shirt
No, nice.
because it's super soft and comfy.
It is. Those canvas shirts are great. But we had all these silver Sharpies and they were just sitting on the counter when we left and we just didn't bring them. I was like, man, I feel stupid now. But
we have. I read this article about like how to stock your merch kit with like all the things you would ever need.
Yes.
Tape, a toolkit,
I know, you guys
scissors,
have
all
your
that
merch
stuff.
on point.
So we have all that stuff in a kit. So anybody needs anything, we have it.
Yep.
Like square card readers, change.
Yep. We were that way for the first couple shows. Now
Silver Sharpies, black
our
Sharpies,
shit's
pins,
drifted.
clipboards.
Yeah, I need to
Everything.
reorganize because our shit's drifted. It was like that in the beginning. And now it's slowly everything's missing.
One thing nice about playing a lot like we have been is we have a good system now.
Yes.
Everybody shows up. Everybody knows what everyone's doing. And at the same time, the whole thing comes together.
And
so like
everybody's playing their
Goliath
instruments
handles
all
the
the
merch.
time.
It's always beautifully done.
And everybody's playing instruments all the time. I think there's such a huge benefit to
Oh, yeah,
doing what
for
you
sure.
guys do like that because it's money.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time we practiced any of those songs
You don't need
because we don't
to.
have to.
Yeah.
Like,
We're playing them,
and at this point, we've played them so much that we don't have to practice them ever.
Right.
Because it's like it comes back as soon as you hit the first note. You're like, oh yeah, cool, let's do it.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, this one part that we changed that's not in the actual song. Like we all know that.
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
We
That's
all
good
know that stuff.
man. That's,
So,
that's super beneficial to a original band to have that as a money maker. You know.
Yeah, because now if and when somebody's like, one more song, we can pull out,
Oh yeah.
we have 60 to pick from. Then we can,
What do you guys want to give them?
we can give him, Purple Rain if Goliath's tired. We can give him Paradise City if he's not. We can do all sorts of crazy shit.
Hell yeah.
Jungle's a fun one that we can always pull out.
Yeah,
that
that's a
people
great
are
one.
not ready for
Right.
because nobody plays that song.
Right.
I don't know. It's it's not the number one, but it's probably the number 2 most famous Guns N' Roses song.
Probably.
Maybe tied with Sweet Child. So it's
Paradise
the
City
number
is
one or
number
2. Sweet Child's number 1 by a lot,
Then Paradise City.
and then probably Jungle, and then Paradise City.
Okay.
Jungle's played in like every football stadium. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
and that's the peak like rock famous one.
It
I
is.
think
It's
Paradise City's right under it.
It's one of my
but-
favorites for sure. Jungle. I mean, it's like I like it. I like My Michelle. I like the heavier one.
But for that,
It's so
for
easy.
that being as famous as it is, nobody plays it.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I
It's
mean?
a hard song to play too. I think it's a big part of it.
I love that
super
it's
hard, but it's hard.
it's complicated enough to kind of make you think. The arrangement's interesting.
Yes.
Doesn't always go where you think it's going to go.
That's Guns N' Roses.
And
like
then the singing is hard.
arrangements. Yeah, that's Guns N' Roses is the arrangements. I think, man,
Yeah.
they just are killer at it. They know what a song needs.
On the way home from Greenville the other day, Rasan and I tore through the 30th anniversary Appetite album. We were listening to all the
Cool.
demos,
Yep.
and we were fascinated, having now learned all these songs,
Right.
how different they were, and how much worse Jungle was before they changed it.
Yep.
They took that whole it was so fascinating because that was the one tip I remember reading somewhere, and this is why we went down this rabbit hole. Was I remember reading this one when they were going through all their producers and they didn't like any of them.
Uh-huh.
One of them said, "Oh, well, you should cut that one part of Jungle," And that was the only suggestion they said. I don't remember, maybe Slash's book or something. That was the only suggestion they said that they took from all the producers. And the demo they had before that suggestion was way worse than what actually is there now.
I'm not sure. I have that bootleg vinyl that I found, which got
you sent me those. I have those somewhere.
Yeah,
saved.
I'm not sure if that's pre change or after change. You know,
I don't know. I don't remember
where that fell in, but they had shows live footage in there, and the practice tapes are probably from a different time than what the live.
I thought that said 85, right?
Something like that. I can't remember now. Something like that though. That would be after the record was out. No, 87.
87, right? Yeah, and the demos before they changed and everything, that was all in 86.
Right, okay.
I guess that's when they were recording
so these were probably pre that, and I can't remember. I'll have to listen to it and see what that change is that they did, because I know there is
they took the "When You're High, You Never," that part.
Yeah.
And right where that first guitar solo goes.
Yes.
Where the burning it. They played that there.
Right.
And then they did it again later.
Right.
So that double stop cool guitar solo was not there at all.
I remember that.
And then they went. I noticed that they did the whole suck down, suck down, and then they went yeah, and then they just went back into a verse.
Yes, I remember.
So it was like what?
Yep. There's that. There's a few other things too that I noticed. There's little changes, and I always have been fascinated by the demo versus the final product, just because of major changes and because of just the hearing the sound crisp up and all of it just sounds like it sounds
now they've mixed it. It sounds great.
Sounds beautiful.
They took some time to really like mic everything,
enhance. It's like what mixing and mastering does to a song is highlight the best things about it and put everything else where it needs to be to build the scene, you know?
Yeah.
It's important. It's super important. I think that's what a lot of people will learn as musicians is the process of recording. I think mixing is one of the biggest beneficial thing or biggest advanced technique you can add to your
for sure. It'll enhance what you have. I think one of the biggest things that people miss though is none of that matters if you don't have a good arrangement and a good song.
Of course. And
what the story I just told about that Guns thing is a prime example of that.
Yes, and the producer does that. He comes in and he looks at the song and he goes, "Okay, here's what they have. This is what I hear. I hear this probably doesn't need to be there." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And in that case, I bet they probably heard that from other people too, maybe.
The one time we worked with a producer, he didn't say anything like that, which is either really good or really bad.
Exactly. You're like, wow, does he really love us that much, or does he just not care?
I think it was maybe a little more on the apathetic side for this one.
Yeah.
But we had a good time down there.
Well,
paid $10,000.
Oh man, that's
for 5 songs.
That's a lot, but I guess it was different.
It was the Osara EP, the Flaming Phoenix one.
It was a different time too.
Hey, some guy the other day, he'd been liking a lot of the LA Maybe stuff, and he added me on Facebook. And I don't pay attention to who adds me. I just confirm everything, you know, once like a month when I'm on there. And as soon as I did, he commented me and said, or wrote on my wall, "Thanks for the ad. I loved your work on the Osara EP, and I'm liking the LA Maybe too." I was like, dude, that's so crazy that you were like following back then.
Yeah, man, somebody's on your radar. That's cool. Or you're on their radar. I like that a lot actually. When you're just like, man, somebody sees what I'm doing out here. Like, because not everybody sees it. A lot of people, you know, will see you doing your thing, like, oh, cool, and then you know maybe they'll follow your band. And if they friend request you, then they're seeing like the real inside story of like what's happening.
Not with me.
Not with you. You're very bad about that. But at least you do the musicians talk shows. People can catch up.
This is probably the best place to kind of hear what I'm all about in small bursts.
And important to do that too, because if people do want to know, then it drives them to the show. You know, like, and I tell people about it all the time. Speaking of the show that I have coming up with B Sharp, in, I guess it's like almost 2 months, like a little less than 2 months. I want to get those guys on to talk, and we can talk about that show a little bit, and we can also talk about what they do and why they do what they do, and so another perspective for the musicians talk show. You know,
love it.
These guys are not what I would consider myself. I do not have a lot of money. I use every little bit of money that I do have. I put it into music in hopes that I can one day turn music into my way of living. They're good. They got money. They have careers and that pay very well. So they're doing better than I am. And play music for the very fun.
Same way 50 Year Rebellion does, I think.
Exactly, right. So they do this for the pure love of music, which I really appreciate. But it comes from a different perspective, and I really want to talk to them about it. And just they're good guys. Like I love talking to them. Period. So we'll have them over and do a little talky talk.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to do that before the show.
Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe like the first week in November or something.
that could work. That sounds
Give it
good.
enough time to kind of seep in, I guess.
Yeah,
Maybe
we've just announced the show. I don't even know if tickets are actually for sale, but we've just announced them.
we'll have to
so.
figure that out too.
I'm gonna go. I can't wait. Can't wait to fucking shred for them.
It's gonna be
good.
fun. That's at Amos's as well.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yep. Amos's doubleheader for me. Once every month, I guess. I'm gonna
Yeah,
play
once a
Amos's.
month we're playing Amos's.
It'll probably.
So you sent me a Van Halen article that said David Lee Roth says it's over.
Yeah, I know.
I kind
man.
of skimmed through it. What does he mean?
Well, first of all, David Lee Roth's a talker. He will say shit. I guarantee you, he just wanted to start some shit. First of all, because he knew saying something like that would stir up everybody. But I think he's on to something that they probably are nearing the end here. Like what he's talking about is just being how hard it is now to do it. There's so much other things going on. David Lee Roth's got another project now. In
Yeah, my
Vegas.
question is, how long do you want them to do it?
Exactly. I mean,
The
it's
fan
amazing.
base.
I'm so glad that they got back together with David Lee Roth and did those, I think
The
2
album.
or 3 world tours and an album. Yeah. So why? I mean, they did more than what I ever expected would happen. I never thought they were getting David Lee Roth back. I thought I missed that. I was out for the count. And then it turns out I got to go to the show. I bought second row tickets and then ended up in the front row. And so I had Van Halen in the front row right in front of my face from Eddie Van Halen's side too. So I got the good side.
That's awesome.
In my mind, I like Wolfie and all, but I'll watch Eddie.
Yeah.
Thanks. Amazing. So anyways, my thing is I love Van Halen, and anything they give us, I'm happy with. If this is it, if they don't ever play a fucking show again, Jesus, they're going down as legends. They are absolutely one of my top influences. Like the reason I play my guitar the way I play it. And I'm not nowhere near as good as Eddie Van Halen. I'm not saying that, but I took a lot of inspiration from him.
Yeah.
So
Isn't it funny to think that there's definitely other people in the world with the last name Van Halen that have nothing to do with him?
Yeah, I wonder how their lives
And they
are.
have to like go to the bank and be like, Tom Van Halen.
Dude, think about that'd be a great little
And
animation.
every
Tom Van
single
Halen.
person you see is like, dude, what? No. Like, not me,
hilarious.
not him, not my brother.
Yeah,
I'm just some dude.
that's funny. Anyways, so I want to do a solo of the week because we haven't done one in a while. I really just want to do one. Can we do "I'll Wait" by Van Halen?
Sure.
Because on my way over here, I was telling you I got all geeked out.
Was it on the radio or was it
It was on the
Spotify?
radio, yeah, which is even more because I'm
That's so
driving.
funny that you listen to the radio.
Well, I was just gonna explain why. I was driving Drew's car. My phone.
Oh,
doesn't-
yeah, that's
my
right.
phone doesn't have a jack that I can plug in a audio
Yep.
auxiliary jack into, and Drew's got it set up for that. So I just turned it on his radio. I'm
You don't
driving
have the
Drew's
little
car because I got
adapter?
the hearse in town.
Oh, nice.
I could have drove the hearse over here, but
That would
it's
have
a
been
little bit of a
hilarious.
process. I drove it over here to the podcast once. I think we were at when you were living at Paul's house. Yeah, sorry.
yeah.
Drew blank there for a second.
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah, so that's
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah, we can do all. Wait, what do you think? I was thinking maybe.
But still, all right. So I want to just set it up.
Okay,
real
go
quick.
ahead.
1984 is the record that kind of people were a little mad at Van Halen for.
Which is the callback to episode 84
exactly. That's what I was gonna say earlier. So
from the
yeah,
very beginning.
we said that 84 right after I kind of was like, oh, we just talk about Van Halen, being over maybe. Anyways, 1984, the record. I'll Wait's on it. This is the record that came out with keyboards heavy. Now they had keyboards on other songs prior to this, but people generally hate on him for having there's so much keyboards in 1984. The cool thing about this song is that it's keyboard based. Like there's a lot of keyboard.
Is this
in
the one that
background,
Jump was on?
Jump's on this album. Yep. Jump Panama is on this album. I believe. I hope I'm right about that. 1984. The song is more of like a little instrumental thing. Then but anyways, the keyboard background of this song and then the guitar solo comes in, dude. Just blistering. I love the inflections he makes with those huge bends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just bends
Yeah,
up
for
high
sure.
and then like it's almost like he's talking. It's like a Steve Vai lick, I just love that shit. And I know
Yeah.
that like Steve Vai was like influenced by Van Halen, but
I love the.
by the time this came out, Steve Vai was a shredder, so
Yeah, I love when Vi did the was it Eat 'em and Smile?
yeah.
And he makes the guitar talk and laugh and do all that crazy shit.
with DLR.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why Steve Vai got the part. I mean, he's probably like the guy that they thought of, like who could do an Eddie Van Halen.
Well, I think the story that everyone accepts is true is David Lee Roth wanted to find a guitar player that was better than Eddie just to be a dick.
Just be a dick. I think that's
And
probably
Steve
the
Vai is
case.
one of the few that would, fit that description.
Exactly. It's an absolute shredder. Yeah. So that I'll wait. You want to play it?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. Do you think we should play them on the air?
I know this is the part that sucks because of YouTube.
Because if you're on YouTube, you don't get to hear it at all.
Exactly.
So you have to go look it up. If you're on the actual podcast, you can hear it. So yeah, we'll do it. Let's take a listen.
Because that way it drives people to our actual podcast site, which is great.
Yeah, so if you're on YouTube, head on over to Apple Podcasts or anywhere,
Check out
Google Play, wherever, and subscribe to us there.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's take a quick listen for those of us that are in the good part of the internet. There you go.
Ow. That one's a good one, dude. I fucking love it.
I like how like bluesy it is and
oh, dude,
kind of minimalist.
Yeah, and there's some other ones that he plays that are like that, and I just like, man, he's such a shredder, like, and we know what he can do. But this sometimes in the long, like, emotional notes, I'll say, though, that's where I just think he's the best fucking guitar player. I'm just like, God, he gets it. I don't know, something great about it.
Yeah,
Van Halen. Somebody was trying to ask me one time, so I don't get the Van Halen thing. I was like, what do you mean you don't get the Van Halen thing? And she's just like, she's a girl, and she's like, I know, I don't just get it. Tell me what it is. Why is he the guy that everybody says is the best guitar player ever? I was like, well, first of all, it's very subjective. Eddie Van Halen was one of the very first, like, iconic guitar players, if you think about, like, the way he does it in that genre, you know what I mean? Like, in that way. And there's so much of it now that's why people look back at him, I think. You know what I mean? But there's obviously been amazing guitar players before him. Like,
I know where she's coming from, though. Like, definitely part of me resents when people say, like, this guy's the best ever.
Well, yeah.
It's like, dude, don't tell me that.
Always
like,
just take that with a grain of salt when somebody says the best ever. Like, okay, well, just...
You don't tell me who the best ever is.
Understand that that's completely subjective. Like, I don't even say it anymore, but I just, in my head, like, that's his view. Like, I think, Slash is the best ever, but that's my view. And some people will be like, well, look how much faster this guy plays. I'm like, it's not about speed. It's not about...
That's the thing. I've never...
It's about all kinds of things.
I don't think I've ever really thought about who the best ever is.
Right.
Like, that thought never crosses my mind. And if you ask me, I don't have an answer.
That's what I said. That's what I was going to say. That's when it becomes apparent to me that I don't have an answer for that, is when somebody asks me. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I could give you 15 people that are amazing, but, like... If I had to pick one, maybe I'd pick like Bumblefoot or something. I don't know, because what are the categories?
Right.
How do we rank it?
Exactly.
Like, I'm very analytical in that way.
Here's a good little thing that's kind of I found on the internet. On YouTube, there's a I wish I knew the name of it. That'd be better. But there's a shredding competition, guitar shredder competition. No, it's kind of cool though. Like, I kind of get the same impression. It's not amazing. Like, this is the same problem we come. It's subjective, right?
Yeah.
You have 3 judges who judge them on certain criteria. Here's like this. You get judged on this criteria, that criteria, right? And then all those scores add up, and you get an overall score. It's kind of interesting because it's hard. It's very hard. Like, I'll see one of them playing, and I'll be like, "Well, I like that a lot right there," and then the judges don't even like it, or whatever. Or in other things too, like they'll give him extra points for being like the only guy who did a clean solo. I was like, well, that's cool because he was being, but does he get a full pass on like technical? Ability and all that because he played it clean, and he got this. I don't know. It's.
I hate all of this.
I know. I know.
My first question is, who the fuck are these judges?
Oh,
and why do they get to
guitar
judge?
Players. Yeah.
So they're all famous guitar players, but that doesn't mean you're a good judge.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean you know what's good. Alex Skolnick probably knows what's good, but
he's a judge.
But some of those guys
check that. Let me see if I can find the name so that I can send people to it. Do you have anything else you want to say?
That's
quick?
So cringy. Like, it's the same amount of bad I feel when I think of like American Idol. Like, ugh, like don't do that.
But
like,
dude, you'd be surprised that like this has like a very goth look. The whole thing is very. I don't know. You might hate this. Let me see if I
already hate it so much.
Let me see if I can find it.
What is it called though?
That's what I'm literally trying to find. Shredding competition.
Skolnick was in Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Shredders of Metal is what it's called.
Okay, well that makes sense. The branding then.
Exactly. So then look at the set on this thing, and it's a show on YouTube, so it's free.
So funny.
But they did it up. Like, look at this. It's
I love
a good production.
that was like Guitar Pro or Guitar Hero.
Yeah, kind of. Was it part of it?
No, but that like animation looked exactly like Guitar Hero. Who's this guy, the host, and why is his arm in a sling?
I think he broke his arm. He's a skateboarder.
Okay. They're describing the competition.
Yep. Sorry guys, I'm not being a bit tough, but it's cool. Like, I want to see what Dallas the production is.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing though, dude. Like, any cool guitar player you know and love did not do one of these. You know what I mean? Like,
no, but it's cool. Like,
these are for the people that, like, I don't know, they kind of stay at that like
D
level.
What about just
even if they're great?
what about just as a promotional tool for them to get on and be like, and this is my band?
You know who did win one? Who won a couple competitions? That's super cool. Is Andy Wood.
Ah, see,
He was on the show.
Dimebag Darrell won some competitions, and he won that guitar that became the Dean from Hell.
It's just weird to me that like most successful guitar players, it's a mindset thing. Like they would never even think to enter that. You know what I mean?
Competition.
It's kind of like I'm just doing my thing, dude,
Depends.
and that's why I'm
It
the most
depends.
famous guy.
Even I'm just doing my thing can go to. I can bring my thing to the competition and do my thing and see.
But
how
if
it
you're just
stacks
doing
up.
your thing, you're not doing a competition.
No, think about this. Think about you don't rehearse anything. Okay, Dallas, you could decide I'm a good enough guitar player. I know what I'm doing, and you are. You could go to a competition. They can give you something like a backing track or give you something and say we need some play over this. And you go there and you do your thing. It's just something that you happen to want to do that day and just see how people react to it, see what you get, you know? And you fucking do your thing, you kill it, and you win the thing. That's not, I don't think that's, I think you're still doing your own thing. I think Dimebag Darrell probably was doing it for the gear at the time when he was a kid. He went
That's
to try
funny.
and win a guitar, and he did. He won the guitar.
Yeah, if you have a reason to do it, sure, go do it.
He
But
won the guitar, and then what happened was he wanted a car when he was 16, and so he sold the guitar that he won in the competition. Then later on, another friend of his bought the guitar and repainted it for him, and gave it to him as a gift.
was that the lightning
Because he
one?
missed the guitar, and that became the Dean from Hell, the lightning bolt, the original one that you see, which is so cool because that guitar.
That's
was
a cool story for
a
that one.
sentimental, like guitar, and then it was
Yep.
turned into something totally customized, and then became a model, a signature model on Dean's
Yep.
wall. How crazy
Yep.
is that? And they've made so many versions of them now.
I don't know a lot about the Dean guitars.
Yeah.
Did he do the Razorback too?
Yep.
Was that his model, or was that something that he bought and then painted the flag? I don't know.
I don't know. I know
much.
he was a huge part of why they do those MLs. Why they became so popular.
What is an ML?
That shape with the it's like an Explorer with the extra horn. It's an Explorer and a V mixed together.
I gotcha. Yeah.
So yeah,
But the Razorback has the sharp points, and the other one doesn't.
So they got evolved into more different like styles and shapes, and he even had a signature model in like all different types of those styles. If you look, like I've been actually recently watching these videos. Ola England is going to his house and looking at his old guitar collection, Dime's original guitars, and it's crazy how many he had, dude. He had like 130 of them in that room.
That's crazy. Yeah, the dude from the Black Crowes, Rich Robinson, the younger brother of Chris, the singer.
Yes.
They were. I heard him on some podcast. I think it was Dean Del Rey's podcast.
Okay.
And he said when what was the storm that came through the Northeast? Was it Sandy?
I don't remember.
The hurricane, maybe 2010, 2012, somewhere in there.
Yes.
Anyway, it flooded one of his storage units, and he lost like 400 something guitars. Or he had to go get them or move them or something. I don't know if he lost them, but
man,
I remember the
that'd be
number
terrible.
was like 400 something
my
guitars
God.
was stored somewhere.
Well, you got to put them in a waterproof storage container.
I think most of them were fine.
I bet they were.
I think he was just saying he had to go get them or something. But I remember the big thing I took away was there were 400 of them.
in a storage
And this is the
container.
dude from the Black Crowes. This isn't like a super famous collector.
Yeah,
or anything,
well, I
you know?
mean, he had enough money to buy some fun guitars. I bet. Some stuff
I
that he really
love the
wanted.
Black Crowes so much.
They're awesome.
They're probably my number 2 or 3 favorite band.
Yeah, I saw Chris Robinson.
His
play-
Brotherhood thing is not that good.
Yeah, I know, but I saw him play at a neighborhood theater. Me and Kyle went.
That's awesome.
It was cool. We saw him like front row. It was cool. There was a lot of people there.
Is he still killing it? It's just the Brotherhood.
It was
I don't
good.
like the
This
I don't
was-
like
this
the
was
jam
years ago.
thing
Me
very
and Kyle
much.
first
You
saw
know what
him
I
4
mean?
years ago.
Yeah, he would have been doing the Brotherhood then. I think
Yeah,
Chris Robinson Brotherhood's what it's
it was
called.
fun. We saw him at neighborhood theater. It's an awesome venue.
Yeah, I saw Buck Cherry at Neighborhood Theater.
Oh, that'd have been cool. That'd have been really cool.
Who else did I see there? I think no, that's it. I wanted to go see Buckethead, but I didn't.
I've seen some cool people there. I've seen a couple blues guitarists there. I saw the Big Bad Voodoo Daddy there from the movie Swingers. They go to a show.
Okay.
They go to one of their shows in that movie. It's Vince
I need to see that
Vaughn.
movie. I haven't seen
Oh,
it,
great
and
movie.
I know it's
It
good.
used to be on Netflix and they took it off. I remember my friend was in the middle of watching it and then they took it off the
That's
roster.
so funny.
So he couldn't finish it. He's like, damn it. But,
That is so funny.
Yeah, he should have watched it though because I remember kept telling him like, you got to watch this movie. You got to watch. And he
Yeah.
finally started watching it and then he should take it off.
I was the opposite happened to me. I was watching Star Wars Clone Wars, the animated series, and it was supposedly taken off Netflix, and I still had access to it for like 3-4 months.
Really?
Finished the whole series.
I wonder
Yeah.
if you saved it maybe and put it in your roster or something.
I
like
didn't
that, or put
download
in
it. I had it in my list, but that wouldn't affect anything. I
don't
wouldn't
know.
think. But like a bunch of other people were saying they lost access. I was like, it's still here for me. Like I'm still watching it. Like,
All right, let's
So that's
wrap this
funny.
up, dude.
yeah. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna get over to beep sharp practice here right now, and then I'm
Start calling it C.
gonna go C sharp.
No,
Or
just C.
Yeah, just call it C practice.
Yeah, we're the band C.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take the hearse home and then go to work tomorrow like a regular.
It's gonna be awesome. I think I might try to get a nap in before we run this gun set at 4.
Yeah, there you go. All right, bro.
All right, man.
Peace.
See you guys next week. Episode 85 coming soon.
Thanks for listening, and see you next week on the Musicians Talk Show.